welcome to Evening Morning Guitars. It is the morning. As you can see, it's a super bright morning. The sun is out. It's very rare to have this much sun, I mean, full stop, where I live. But it does mean that if the video looks a little bit strange, it's because I set all the gear up last night before I went to bed and didn't anticipate it being quite so sunny in this room. And also, like, you know, it's good to get some sunshine. It's good for you. So I figured, well, I'll tough it out. I'll be a trooper and just enjoy the sun while it's here. So today we're going to be looking at the Caroline Wave Cannon, which is a super cool pedal I've only recently picked up. It's subtitled, so yeah, I guess subtitle is probably the way you'd express that. The Mark II Super Distorter. Although I feel that's like a little bit of a misnomer because it's not really a distortion pedal. I mean, Caroline Guitar Company, you're welcome to disagree with me on the ins and outs of the circuit, but I think it's a little bit like a Proco Rat in that, well, at least to my understanding of the Proco Rat anyway, although it's kind of billed as a distortion, it's actually more of a square wave kind of deal and thus closer to a fuzz kind of territory, and it certainly sounds like that. So yeah, I don't know exactly the ins and outs of the workings of the circuit, but it certainly sounds quite like a fuzz to my ear. And although you can get some gritty tones out of it, it's generally going to be for players who like that kind of more extreme clipping sound. Over here we've got a volume. That's the rock metal, which is obviously gain. That's a bass boost. And this is focus, which is sort of mids, and that's a tone knob. And of course you've got a havoc switch because it's a Caroline pedal, and that makes it sort of auto oscillate back in kind of like a similar way to reducing the stab, say on a Fuzz Factory. It's that sort of vibe. So anyway, this is a super cool pedal. I think we'll just pretty much get straight into playing with it, and I'll show you what it can do. It's relatively simple for all the knobs it's got on it, and it's actually a lot of fun. It's a really, really cool pedal. So let's rock. So yeah, that's a brief rundown of the Caroline wave cannon. As you can see, it's like relatively versatile in its own way, but you know, you're only really probably going to use it for one sort of sound. And that's that's kind of really high octane kind of thing I was doing. So anyway, that's the Caroline wave cannon. This has been Evening Morning Guitars. Thanks very much for watching. If you like this, then subscribe for more, and if there's anything else you want to see, then let me know in the comments. Apart from that, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.